That was the booting sequence of Mark Levinson's number 5805. And yes, it does take that time, like most high-end components. And you have to press standby button twice to turn the device on. As I said earlier in my other video, this 5805 will soon be out of my hand. I will mainly talk about what I felt about this amp during a rather short moment. I must confess I could not have time to try all the micro settings that are available in this amp. 5805 is heavy, weighs more than 30k. This is certainly the heaviest integrated amplifier I ever had in my listening room. Many audiophiles, believing heavier the better theory might be pleased of such weight. But I'm afraid I'm not one of them, because I've seen many audio components that sound excellent without being this heavy. I had a hard time lifting this amp, and it has very thin damper on the bottom. My finger got stuck when I tried to mount them on my audio rack, and it really hurts. And I have to say this amplifier looks, well, ugly. It reminds me of those HTPC, which was popular in the early 2000s, I think. I don't understand why the acrylic bit has to be that big. This bit here. Space around the knob has to be that spacious. I don't know, but I've seen better looking amps at lower cost. I mean, Marantz and Yamaha make better looking amps than this. These silver looking alloy bits, yeah, looks so thin, and it looks nothing like Mark Levinson, I know. And the worst part is, the front fascia is the only alloy panel of the amp. And the rest sides, well, are more down-to-earth iron. I thought 585 was a bit of a letdown. But this 5805 has definitely gone worse, at least in the visual sense. This is the remote control unit. Well, its alloy housing has useful function, and it has a reasonable grip too. You can see how the remote is contoured nicely. I have to say it is okay remote, but I find remote controls of Mark Levinson's older models have more style and give an assurance of Mark Levinson quality. The finish of this unit is quite slippery, and I think that is design error. It's heavy and slippery. You see what I'm getting at? This bit here is a fingerprint magnet. It's very dirty. And this red plastic bit looks more like Logitech than Mark Levinson. I have to admit I am being very hostile, but this is Mark Levinson, and Mark Levinson I knew in the past was not like this at all. I understand they had to do some cost cutting in order to make this amp price competitive. In case of US, this is an excellent amp, I think, for 8.5k. But then again, it is much dearer than 8.5k elsewhere, including where I am. I think this 5805's pricing is a bit stiff outside US, considering its tacky cosmetics. Sound-wise, it is an excellent amp. I can feel Mark Levinson's sonic signature, that precise, clear, firm sound with stable soundstage. It may not be clear and firm like more expensive Mark Levinson's separates, but I could at least sense the Mark Levinson-esque sound. After all, it is the best and most expensive integrated amplifier with internal that I ever tested. I have compared 5805 with Music Book series from Lindemann I have, comprising Music Book 25 DSD, DAC preamp, and Music Book 55 stereo power amp. This compact two-box combo is similarly priced with 5805. My first attempt was comparison between Music Book DAC and 5805's internal DAC. I used Music Book's DAC function only and connected it to 5805's analog input. 5805's internal DAC seemed reasonable mostly. When it came to piano, however, Music Book had definite edge. There was more natural harmonics, more nuance and expression. Still, 5805's internal DAC came pretty close and is the best internal DAC that I ever tested. Then my next attempt was comparing 5805's power amp part with Music Book power amp. And I'd say the result is a draw. While I appreciated Music Book's more sweet, musically expressive sound, some may prefer 5805's rather objective presentation. This little power amp can be used as a bridge mode, and getting one more Music Book power amp is one of my upgrade plans. It would have definite edge if it was under monoblock formation. This is what I like about the separates, because separates offer more flexibility. Would I choose this integrated amp personally? Not too sure. I guess not. It is too heavy. I don't like my component other than speakers weigh more than 30k. Somewhere around 20k I think is my limit. And I prefer separates over integrated for its flexibility and easy upgrades. If I want to use Mark Levinson, I would like to choose Mark Levinson's more expensive and better built preamps. But then again, there are more choices in the market, and I've been looking elsewhere. Nonetheless, I say 5805 is an excellent choice. I had tried half dozen integrated amps with DAC included before this 5805, and I was quite skeptical about using integrated amp as a serious part of the system. What I can say is there is no performance issue as such with this Mark Levinson integrated amplifier. If you just want one component next to speakers, this is a great candidate. You don't need other components, and it sounds great. Compatible with similarly priced separates. However, I think spending 8.5k retail, at least in case of US, on integrated amplifier is a big decision, considering there are other avenues, including more flexible separates. Well, that will be it for Mark Levinson's number 5805 integrated amplifier. I'll be back with Genelix 8341. It's a very serious studio monitor from Finland. Vienna Acoustics Haydn Grand SE, a bookshelf speaker from Austria. Audio Vector's QR5 Tallboy speaker. Audio Vector is a Danish company, by the way. And PM10 integrated amp from Marantz. PM10 is, I believe it's a flagship integrated amplifier of Marantz. Thanks for watching. and see you soon.